It's 3 a.m. I'm 24 miles away from where I should be. My friend's car is broken down. I'm soaked from all the rain. I'm cold, and I'm shivering. Oh yeah, it was going to be a long night. As I think back to myself on how I even got to this situation, I realized all of this could have been avoided with a simple no. How did I let myself get into this situation? Why did I feel so obligated to follow my friends and say yes to them? I would never go out of my way to drive that far at that hour. So what exactly drove me that night to do those actions? Today, in the change of negative peer pressure to positive growth, we're going to go over how peer pressure can affect us, but it can also be an opportunity for us to grow. Now, aside from me getting grounded that night, I had just gone through a prime example of negative peer pressure. News headlines about gender and racial inequality have shown a spur of a different type of peer pressure which many of us have gone through. Stereotypes affect many young adolescents' lives and are the greatest form of peer pressure. Looking back at that night, I could have been the more responsible teenager that I most certainly am and stayed home. But I felt a little rebellious. You see, I was always known as someone who was quiet and didn't step out of that comfort zone. And so at my first sleepover, with all my friends trying to get me to sneak out, I had immediately declined until one certain comment. He's an introvert. There's no way he would sneak out with us. I was shocked. What did he mean by he's an introvert? Almost immediately, I felt like I had to prove myself to my friend and show him he was wrong. And that's exactly what I did. According to usnews.net, it states that students are often influenced by factors such as peer pressure and stereotypes. Your brain subconsciously makes assumptions about others based on their experiences. As you are making assumptions about them, they're also making them about you. These assumptions, especially from peers, truly limit what you can do. They make you want to fit into what is considered the standard of a normal kid. Peer pressure has a way of affecting everything we do and can lead to a decrease in our mental health. According to the National Library of Medicine, it states that the things that we do fan out psychologically, from what you eat, what you wear, how much you exercise, or even how you style your hair. Studies show that there's higher activity in reward-related brain areas when you're around friends. Us teenagers thrive when we're around friends, and so we perceive as being around friends as a reward. And due to this, we directly give in to peer pressure. Social media also adds a whole other way that peer pressure can reach us adolescents. Certain posts about impractical body images and dangerous behavior encourages teens to participate. We all take little phone breaks throughout the day. Now that seemingly little 5-minute break that we take, that we tell ourselves is all right, is never actually 5 minutes. First, we scroll through our phones and then, oh look, a new TV show, and then somehow we get hooked for hours and hours of endless scrolling. You know that 1, 2, sometimes even 3 hours of scrolling isn't that bad, right? This statement cannot be more wrong. As I look at my phone and I scroll through TikTok and Instagram, I see super big, strong, famous role models. The same people that inject steroids to make them look bigger and better are my role models. Why am I, a high school teenager, comparing myself to why I can't be more like these influencers? According to the theory of peer norm influence, it states that the behavior done by our peers are directly reflected upon us. And since our peers are almost always around social media, they begin to take in the peer pressure that social media gives off. And since we're almost always around our peers, we begin to mimic their behavior. This, in turn, causes both of our mental health and our mental well-being to being ruined, all due to peer pressure. So how? How can we combat this? How was a question that plagued my mind for weeks. But in reality, you can't combat it. The peer pressure that we receive from stereotypes, trying to fit in, and social media is something you can't combat. But something you can do is change where you get that peer pressure from. As Jim Rohn says, you're the average of the 5 people that you spend the most time with. I truly believe in this quote. For example, if I spend my time with 5 people who are flunking out of school and not exactly in the best position in life, then you could say with certainty that that's who I'll become. But on the other hand, if I spend my time with 5 people who are overachievers and striving to do well in school, then you could say that I'll be on track to become just like them. According to research done by Dr. David McCown of Harvard, the 5 people that you habitually associate with determine as much as 95% of your success or failure in life. Think about your 5 people. Maybe 1 or 2 are your parents, and the rest are the closest friends that you spend the most time with. These 5 individuals shape your life. For the most part of my life, I was overweight. In truth, I might not have wanted to hear that I was overweight, but my 5 people showed me how to take care of myself. They showed me to eat healthier, start to work out, start to play more sports, and it was truly positive pressure that set me on the right track to grow and continue to grow. There's nothing we can do directly to stop others from doing bad things, so it's up to us to surround ourselves with strong quality peers. I believe in life there are always 2 sides to everything we receive. Peer pressure is considered by most of us as a negative influencer, but the positive pressure that we receive from strong quality relationships is a hidden blessing that can push us to our true potential. Thank you.